Hello, my name is Timucin Özger. They call me Tim in short. This is my very first tutorial that I will try to explain an entire workflow of taking a shot from zero to hero, basically. You will need Houdini 16 at least for this tutorial to work, and a lot of hard disk space, and a semi-decent computer with at least 32 gigabyte of RAM. So what we will be doing is, based on the teaser trailer you've seen, I have already went through this entire process and prepared the video with all the steps, including pyro simulations, particle simulations, rigid bodies, solid solver, terrain tools. So let's watch the video just a little bit to see what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna explain, before we even launch Houdini, how we're going to tackle this in a very, very brief way. So initially I planned out this imaginary spaceship crash scene, and as you can see, it starts with a ship that is partially my design, partially copied basically from certain movies. So we see this camera, that is this ship burning. So we have these pyro elements with fire and interactive volumetric lights. It's a really long container, etc. The ship's on fire, and then we move into the second shot where we see this other angle. Basically, it's the same cache, but just the further down the frame, and still in, so which is burning and preparing us for the next shot, where we see here a very basic terrain tool that is using an L system tree structure. This is also very basic because we're not trying to we won't end up making an entire like really cool looking shots in terms of quality of the trees, etc. There's no textures, as you can see, but the whole idea is how would you approach and realize an effect in terms of an FX TD roll for a sequence like this. And so our ship is coming down. So this is our first impact. This is now just the rigid bodies. It's not a very sophisticated one, and the reason that it's not sophisticated is because basically a lot of times we have time constraints in studios, and so we have to know where to spend the time, how much of quality is required, is this thing gonna be covered in smoke, but you still need to obviously, based on the expectations, reach to a certain level of quality. So in this version we just set up a basic rigid body, and the usual debris tools to generate particles, and then we do a little bit instancing, and then the fire, and then the smoke simulations, etc. on top, and then this comes and then we have a slow close by fly scene, and then we have one of our bigger effects, that in this one we will be using solid solver, and the reason we're going to be using solid solver is not because this was a shot that we couldn't handle making it with rigid body. Obviously this would work very well with a rigid body simulation also, but there are certain advantages I see and certain disadvantages obviously I see to use solid solver. Obviously speed is not one of them. Speed is solid solver has a quite the slow solver. However, it requires, in my opinion, a lot less preparation time in comparison to rigid bodies bullets. And however, you'll see what the benefits are or not. It totally depends on the time constraints you have, the hardware you have, whatever you're comfortable with. And the reason I'm only doing this is because so we can also go through the solid solver, and I want to show it that it's production ready in order to use this. And there's a heavy pyro elements here, and pieces are all getting into pieces. There's flames and everywhere, etc. And then we will be utilizing how to source, how to prepare your scene for bigger simulations, how to maximize the CPU usage and minimize the memory usage, so you can put more in simulations or make the scenes bigger as much as possible with the given hardware. So I will be also going through a heavy optimization options that are available in Houdini. As we render these, we're going to be utilizing, as you can see in this shot, how to render these elements separately. So we'll be talking about Mantra image takes, or as they are also known as AOVs in other renderers. So if we thought this interactive light was too strong, how could we dial it down? Or if it wasn't strong enough, how could we boost it before it would start getting too noisy, just to avoid another render? Okay, and then we'll be creating some of these assets. I will be giving away the assets for free use for the structure here, the let's call it the power plant, and the spaceship that I previously built. These are some of the elements we'll be making as well. And I guess that's it for the introduction. So next lesson will be project setup. Thank you very much and enjoy the ride.